Good morning. So I will pin the top comment just below this video. Look at the pinned first comment. I'm going to put the address of these two videos. This is a doctor who is doing turbinate reconstruction. So after the turbinate has been damaged by the surgeries, he is trying to rebuild the turbinate. So look for these two links in that comment. Also, I'm going to link you my ENS playlist where I'll talk about a few tips about relieving your condition with ENS. And also I'm going to put a link with a forum that talks about ENS condition. Now, this doctor, obviously it's a long video, so just look through it. Also, there are some graphic moments. So he is showing moments of actual surgery inside the nostrils with blood and stuff and scalpel. So just be aware if you are a sensitive person. So he's talking about his technique and also about the issue of ENS. Fairly long videos, but I think it's well worth watching this. I just want to discuss two things. First, I'm not sure if he's also reconstructing the mucosa, because you have the turbinate and then you have the mucosa that sits on the turbinate, and the surgery it's also cutting through this mucosa. And this is important because the mucosa is the part that's giving humidity to your air that you breathe in. And when the mucosa is damaged, you no longer feel the air inside your nostrils, but also the mucosa becomes dry. So the air that you breathe in, that gets inside the nostrils, it's no longer getting very humid before reaching the lungs. And this is very important because the mucosa that sits on the turbinate, basically it's the humidifier of the air that goes inside the lungs. The lungs need to have 100% humid air for proper functioning, for proper gas exchange between oxygen and carbon dioxide, between air and blood. So all this to say that cutting the mucosa is one of the bad parts of this ENS syndrome. And perhaps just from what I've seen from people commenting on my videos, is there is no real surgery technique that doesn't uh, have the risk of creating ENS. Um, I've seen people saying that they got ENS after having radio frequency surgery. One technique that may be less damaging, it's called submucosal resection. So basically this technique does not cut through the mucosa. It's just making a small hole in the mucosa and then it's going underneath the mucosa to remove a bit of the turbinate. But I'm not aware if it's really a safe technique for real for everybody. And also be aware that doctors, from my experience and from others people, doctors will lie you oftentimes. Many doctors will tell you lies before and after the surgery. When you come with your problems, they will deny you oftentimes and say it's not real, you don't have problems, it's just in your mind. This is one thing. The first thing is when doctors cut the turbinate, they want to reduce the turbinate. Just my opinion here. Oftentimes, basically, the doctor is playing with the geometry inside your nostrils. The more you cut the turbinate, the more space he gets for the airflow. And oftentimes the doctors don't just want to go full way, 100% to make the most space. And that's when they cut completely the turbinates. And I think this is very wrong because it's your body after all. Once you cut it completely, there is no way back. My take here, if you really need to do this surgery, and by the way, most of these surgeries are done on noses that have been broken in the past. People don't know this either, and doctors will lie you if you come to tell him my nose has been broken, has been the nose bone are shifted to one side, one nostril is blocked. The doctor will lie and tell you, no, your nose is perfect. It's a lie. That's because if he's admitting your nose is broken, then he needs to do the real surgery. And this is what people should do. It's called rhinoplasty, or if you want, facelift. It's exactly what the stars, if you want, the celebrities are doing. They are reshaping their nose. This is what you should do, even if it's a much bigger surgery. But the problem is doctors don't want to break down or to break your nose bones to replace them straight, and that will give you correct air passage, correct air space through your nose. Instead, doctors want to make money, so they will just fool you basically into doing a turbinectomy, which is a much smaller, much faster surgery, and they basically do a shortcut. This is a wrong shortcut to do a turbinate reduction, because most people who have problem breathing, they had a broken nose. And when I say this, I'm going perhaps to, I'm not sure if there is a way to check if your nose has been broken, because a nose can be broken even in a baby. When you were a baby, maybe your parents just dropped you face first against a hard floor. Maybe you just fell off the bed and they never did notice this problem. And at that moment, your nose bones, which are very tiny, have been shifted to one side, and from that moment on, your nose will grow with the nose bones shifting to one side, and this will cause the septum to grow shifting to one side, and this will cause the turbinates into the side that it's more open to overgrown and block that side. This is the whole process, in my opinion. This is happening in almost all the persons who have a problem with breathing, and that unfortunately decide to go to do a turbinate reduction. So go for a doctor that it's honest, that tells you your nose is no longer straight, your septum is displaced or it's deformed, and you need to reshape your nose bones, a rhinoplasty or a facelift if you want, the more common term. So that will just reshape your nose, give you correct space to breathe, and you will never do a turbinate reduction, turbinectomy, and you will never go the surgery that gives you turbinectomy, that gives you empty nose syndrome. This is the truth that almost nobody is telling, including the doctors. So I'm just putting this into this video, but look in the comment section for what he's saying here, the doctor. But I think you got the idea. Just ask me if it's not clear for you. Ask me in the comment section, and hopefully you don't go for the turbinate reduction, so you don't really suffer the rest of your life from empty nose syndrome. Thanks for watching.